What's going on, guys? Hunter here with Goodman Lawn Care. We got a good one for you today. This is a super crazy yard here. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you here in just a second, but this is insane. Some of this grass is taller than me, and we're gonna be here a minute. It's gonna be quite a fun one to do. We got to walk it, make sure we don't have anything in there. Before I flip the camera around and get started, go ahead and subscribe, and might as well go ahead and like this video too, because you know you're gonna like it. You know it's gonna be a good one. And roll the intro. We'll get into it. So this is the backyard. This is a brand new house. This house was built and the owners decided they didn't want to live here, so they kind of just let it go. I'm not sure what the whole story is, but that's kind of the gist of it. And I was not lying when I told you that some of this grass was taller than me. I mean, like, I'm having to look up at that right there. I mean, this is a crazy yard. I was told beforehand by the realtor that there would be debris in this yard, a lot of it, and because it's a brand new build construction site, and they didn't clean up very well, she said. So first thing we're going to do with this yard is we're going to walk it and make sure that we know there's no pipes, no debris, no nothing in here before we do it. And then we're going to go ahead and start cutting with the mowers. And so I was going to bring the bush hog out here and bush hog it, but I just decided not to, just because of the size of the yard. It's just real small, and I didn't want to have to sling anything out of the back of the bush hog or anything. So I figured it'd be better just to use the mower on this little project. So see, there's a cinder block right there. I mean, you can barely see that. So that's just kind of what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid there are going to be some more out here. So we're going to walk it and make sure there's nothing in here before we get started. I'm going to do a time lapse on this so you can see what's going on, what we got. And but yeah, this is going to be a fun job here. This is going to be a massive yard. This is the front yard here. And but I mean, you can see this is a brand new house. It's going to be up for sale here after we get done with the yard and get it cleaned up and everything. So we're going to walk the yard, make sure we know where the pipes and everything is, make sure we got everything cleaned up out of there. Then we're going to hop on the mowers and start working it. Alrighty, guys, so we were just getting started on this thing, moving right along pretty quick. Matthew got the full front of that weed eat. I told him just to weed eat that little section right there because it was too small to put a mower in, and there was a lot of debris in there too. I didn't want to just put the mower in there and sling a rock or tear up the blades any more than I had to. So I just said, just go ahead and weed eat it and get it looking good like that. And I got the front yard done fairly quick. Didn't take me very long, but I did have to cut it probably 4 or 5 times to get all the grass down. And this spot right here was very high. And you notice I'm going in a circle. And that's because of the grass clippings. I was trying to keep the grass clippings contained as much as possible, because at the end of this, we do have to pick up all the grass clippings and put them on the trailer and haul them off, or as many of them as we can. I mean, of course, you know, you're not going to be able to get every single one of them, but we do have to get the majority of them up. So that's why you're here in a minute. After we get through knowing this right here, you'll see me go back over it and kind of go in a circle on it, or keep the chute towards one side of the yard, because I'm trying to contain the grass clippings into rows so we can come back with a rake and pitchfork and pick them up. And so this job turned out really good. Very satisfying job to do. See, I'm piling up those grass clippings there, or trying to get them all in a row. This was a very satisfying job to do. Huge difference by the time we got done with it. And it actually wasn't as much debris in this yard as I was expecting it to. When she called me about it and told me about it originally, I was expecting, you know, pallets of cement blocks, pallets of bricks, just everywhere, just around. And it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But this job was still very challenging to do, just because of all the grass and all the grass clippings. The clippings is what
it makes it really, really tough because it's very time consuming and pretty tedious to pick up grass clippings if you don't have, of course, a vacuum or something, which I do have the AgriFab, but I just didn't bring it on this job and everything. I didn't have room on the trailer, and I really didn't want to have to make another trip to do it. So I just said we'll just pick them up. So that's what we did, and it worked out fine. But yeah, this was a challenge job, and if you ever do any jobs like this, you need to charge accordingly. You have to charge accordingly on this one. It's on jobs like this because you can tear up the mower, tear up your spindles, tear up your blades, which I did ruin a set of blades on this one. You'll see here in a little bit how I did that, but I did tear up a set of blades. But to be honest with you, that was expected. And on overgrown cleanups like this, you pretty much expect to ruin at least one set of blades. And you notice we're only using one mower on this job, and that was because one, for a safety concern, I didn't want two mowers running. You take more chance of slinging something with two mowers than you do with one. And two, you're using more gas for two mowers. And then another reason is if I tore up the mower that I was on, I didn't want to take a risk on tearing up both mowers. Then I have to go back home and get another mower. It was I'd rather have one mower broke than two. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not. I was just trying to stay on the safe side with this. Actually, we didn't tear up a mower or anything, so that turned out pretty good. But there was always that what if factor. So that's some of the reasons we used one mower on this job instead of two. I'm sure some people are probably wondering about that. But you see, I'm trying to contain those grass clippings again there. But yeah, other than the grass clippings, this job went pretty smooth, pretty standard job there. But yeah, this we really probably could have used the bush hog on this one after all. But yeah, I'm glad we did it the way we did it because everything worked out perfect in the end, worked out just fine. So worked out good. And you see Matthew's there you see him ride by on the mower. We were actually using the mower as basically a wheelbarrow because we didn't have a wheelbarrow with us. I kind of forgot to get that. That was my bad. And I told Matthew to just stack them on the front thing of the mower where you put your feet and everything and just haul it back like that. And so that's what we did, and it all worked out just fine. So big shout out to Matthew and KJ. They did a really, really good job on this one, and everything just worked out good. So thankful for that, and you'll see how we ruined that set of blades here in just a second. Alrighty guys, we got the front yard done and the backyard done. Don't even know how long it took, so I'll have to go back and look at my pictures and see what time it was. We are going to pick up a lot of this debris in here best we can. Found this pallet over there, found it over there on the other side of the road, a yard. All these grass clippings right here is what we've picked up so far. It's a bunch of them, a whole bunch of them. I'll walk around to the side here, show you what it looks like. Turned out really, really, really good. That right there was super, super high. It's extremely good now. It looks like a different place. I mean, a completely different place. Cut that little oak tree down there. We got to cut it. But on these yards right here, you have to charge accordingly on these. I mean, if you don't charge enough, you'll tear something up, or you'll spend too much time on it and you won't make any money. And sometimes you'll even lose money on stuff like this. I ruined a set of blades on this one already, on this cinder block right here. It was in the yard. It was somewhere right in this vicinity. Thankfully, it didn't bust a window out or hit nobody or anything, so good on that end of everything. But still ruined a set of blades, which to be honest with you, I expected to ruin a set of blades on this one. This is was a really, really bad yard to have to do. But we got it done, got it looking good. A lot of grass clippings here, but it's gonna look a whole lot better when we get them all picked up. And I'll probably go over the yard one more time just to get some of these stick ups and everything out of there, kind of smooth it out a little bit, make it look good. There's a cinder block there I gotta haul off. But this was a heck of a yard to have to do. I'm talking about this was a
rough one, but we got it done, got it looking good. I had told Matthew before we started on this one that I bet there was a septic tank somewhere out here. I said, because typically in these yards there's septic tanks, and these little green things right here are sticking up, and typically the clean out pipe, which is over there, is somewhere right here next to these green things. So thankfully we didn't run over these, didn't bust them or anything, but I then came to the conclusion they didn't have one here. And so I just assumed there wasn't one, because we walked this yard so many times before we got started, but the grass was just so thick and so tall that there was no way we could have found these and everything. But with these overgrown cleanups and everything, you kind of have to figure in for stuff like that, for, you know, tearing up a set of blades or something like that, because it's gonna happen on these right here. I mean, whether you walk the yard 10 times or 20 times, it's gonna happen. You're gonna ruin a set of blades, whether it's on the dirt, because typically on these yards, I don't even know if you can see it, but this dirt right here is sticking up, and it's got humps and stuff in it. You don't know where that stuff's at, so your blades are gonna get in the dirt. You're gonna ruin the blades anyway, whether you hit anything or not. So you always, on these overgrown cleanups, I recommend figuring in for that anyway, because it's gonna happen. But you know, we very easily could have tore up the whole lawnmower on this one, all the spindles and everything, and ruined the mower, or the deck on the mower today, but we didn't. So that's just the danger of these overgrown cleanups, is just you could tear up stuff so quick and so easy, and get expensive real quick and lose all your money on it. But thankfully that's not what happened. We got it done. All right guys, we are back at the shop. Today is Sunday. We did that job on Friday, that overgrown cleanup job. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hadn't looked at it yet. I'm about to edit it, but I think it turned out pretty good. That was an extremely rough yard. That was a rough mow. That was probably the worst one I've done in a very long time. That was a rough yard, but we got it looking really good when we got done. Made the whole house look super nice. Like I said, that was a brand new build on that house. I mean, that house was brand spanking new, and we made that yard look extremely well when we left it. I think that was the first time that yard, I know it's the first time that yard's been cut this year, but the backyard, it might have even been 2 years. I talked to the lady that was over the project and everything, and she said that she thinks it's been 2 years on the backyard. And the front yard, I think it had been cut back in January, but it was extremely high itself too. So anyway, we got it done, got it looking good. I have yet to clean the mowers up yet. This one's clean. We actually pressure washed it with a pressure washer the other day. Dad got a new one. I think it's a 4 gallon per minute pressure washer. 4,000 PSI, something like that. Heck of a pressure washer. Really made that mower look almost brand new. So that's what I got to do with this one. I got to pressure wash it as soon as I get a chance. But I'm telling you what, guys, we are staying busy. We are staying extremely busy right now. I got a whiteboard over there just full of jobs that we got to get done and everything. Jobs price, jobs we got to get done. So we got a lot going on right now. Speaking of a lot going on, Hypa store reached out to me. Hypa replacement parts. Y'all seen some of my videos with them and everything. Some of the stuff they've sent me. The weed eater string that I'm very happy with still to right now. Actually, I need to get some more of it pretty soon, and it'll finish out this year. And they sent me a chainsaw chain for my Husqvarna 550. And recently, they sent me some gloves. This is a new product from Hypa. A fairly new product. I mean, it's been out for a little while, and you can actually get these for free on their website. You have to go to their website and you'll get directions on how to do it. So these gloves right here are level 5 cut resistant gloves. Extremely nice gloves, extremely comfortable, very breathable. And one thing I always look for when I'm going to buy work gloves is, can I feel with them? And you know, you're like, well, what does that mean? Well, I've had my time with not wearing work gloves. I am notorious for not wearing work gloves. My hands, I don't know if you can see, but they say all cut up. You know, I cut that finger, and but I mean, my hands just stay all cut up because I don't wear gloves. I don't wear gloves because I like to be able to feel what I'm doing and everything. And so, you know, those classic work gloves, the real big thick ones, the leather ones, you know what I'm talking about, are always too thick for me to do anything with. I mean, I can't feel what I'm doing. They protect you, but you can't feel what you're doing. So that's what I like about these Hypa gloves is they're very thin and you can feel everything you're doing, but they're cut resistant. So you're not going to have to worry about your hand getting all scratched up when you're reaching the rose bushes or when you're working on the chainsaw chain or anything like that. I mean, super, super nice gloves. I plan to use them all week this week whenever we're trimming hedges and everything, and I'm sure they're going to work quite nice. Like I said, these are the Hypa gloves, cut resistant. I think they're level 5 cut resistant. I'm not real sure what that means, but it sounds like there's some awesome gloves right there. So grab you a pair on the Hypa website, hypastore.com, and I will leave a link to their website down below. And right now they're also having a big sale. I believe it is, I'm gonna try to think about it so I don't butcher it here. Okay, you buy 2, you get 10% off. But if you buy 3, you get 30% off. So go check them out. They're having their sale right now. Not sure how long it's gonna last. Probably not much longer, so you need to go ahead and check it out right now on the hypastore.com. Like I said, I'll leave the link down below to it. These gloves are on the website. The weed eater string I use is on the website. The chainsaw chains, you can just about get any chainsaw chain that you can put on a chainsaw. They have it pretty much. Carburetor adjustment tools. I even saw they had chainsaw files, like to sharpen your chainsaw with. I'm going to do a video here pretty soon on sharpening chainsaws. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not a tree guy by any means, but I do know how to do it, and I'm going to try to show y'all how to do it. And I'm hoping that, you know, I can get the shop cleaned up a little bit eventually and do you a shop tour. Maybe I can do that the same video that I do the chainsaw thing and everything. That was kind of random, but I was looking at my shop and it's a mess. And but we're going to get it cleaned up and we're going to do a shop tour here pretty soon too. But before we get off track and everything, we are almost to 1,000 subscribers. Now, we are at 893, maybe 895 right now. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to do a big giveaway. It's going to be bigger, the biggest giveaway that I've ever done on this channel. Not sure exactly what all it's going to entail of. I have some ideas. I have some stuff in the works, and we'll just have to see. So, that being said, if you're not subscribed, you need to hit that subscribe button right now so we can get to 1,000 and do the big giveaway. So, I think that's about it. The Hypa store right now, like I said, they're having that sale. Buy 2, get 10% off. Buy 3, get 30% off. Go check them out. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers and do that giveaway. And also check out hypastore.com for all your replacement part needs. And obviously these gloves, super nice stuff. Big shout out to Hypa for sponsoring me and sending me stuff to use with my business and everything. Really helps me out. And I think that's about it. So appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all later.